I'm Jacqueline Lloyd-Smith.
And I'm Stephen Walling.
And this is Strategic Play. We're located right here in Whistler, British Columbia. We were really excited when the City of Surrey asked us to work with their emerging leaders on poverty reduction. Over the last decade, we have developed a unique approach to working with groups where we blend problem-solving methods with play-based activities. This application helps people unravel the knot of messy problems like poverty. We tackle the problem in an applied and systematic way, leading to outcomes that can not only be applied quickly, but they can also be measured. When we get everyone together at these workshops and retreats, what we're really doing is gathering collective brain power, and we get the most amazing results.
Our group was looking at how we can enable people to come out of poverty, and so we looked at a number of different ideas. And what was great about this is we used a process where we were working big and generated a number of ideas and narrowed them down to some very specific ones, and that's where we're at right now with the process. So we're looking at three main ideas right now that have to do with safe places and programs for children before and after school. That's something very specific to the city and something within our control. So that is one of the number one ideas we're looking at.
All right, so we're going to start with the beginning of our story, which is our vision. And we're going to be going and building a foundation to allow people to come out of poverty, and then this is that ultimate goal.
So what's your favorite part of the workshop so far?
That'd be the potato.
Oh, the potato is not just a potato, it's actually going to be becoming part of the action. You'll see what happens in a bit.
The tack we took on it was kind of housing innovation and looking at some housing types that we don't have a lot of, or that are sort of I guess kind of moving the needle. So we hit on container housing and kind of modular housing that could actually be moved from site to site as they became available.
So this is an example of a dwelling that has been entirely made of reusable materials from other buildings. And then finally we have a container that has been transformed into a house. And every container is guaranteed to have a hot tub. Okay. And then the final strategy is to actually make these mobile, so that what happens is we have new buildings that are being developed. The land sits empty for years before people actually begin to develop on them. So we can actually transition an entire community from one place to another while still giving them the security of their home and knowing they're not going to lose it.
But we thought that was a fun one to pursue, and it's innovative, and I think it actually could lead to spin-offs where there's manufacturing jobs that are related to the construction of these units in Surrey. So it could be jobs for people. We've talked about linking jobs and housing on the same site. So lots of kind of fun ideas to pursue further.
And what they came up with was a long-term plan that started with building the right infrastructure in the city to ensure that we could have people of poverty could get out of poverty and get to jobs, regardless of where they lived in the city and regardless of what they wanted to do.
So when we're using play-based methods, what it does do that would be different from, let's say, your typical SWAT is you're able to play, you're able to create, you're able to tinker with it, take pieces apart and put them back together to see what new ways it might work. And so there's something about allowing that kind of creativity where you get to play and experiment that feels different from standard strategic methods.
The retreat's been fantastic. So pleasantly surprised. A lot of active movement through the day, as well as time to really think and reflect. And what I really appreciate is that we are doing it over the course of a few days. So I feel that I've had time to really internalize the information, reflect back on it, and use it in a way that sometimes in other workshops we just don't have the time to do. So it's been great.
One of the questions that was asked of ours was, what is the difference between the barriers and the hurdles, and whether or not this represented, maybe once you jump your first hurdle, is the second one a little bit easier? Well, maybe once you overcome one challenge, you develop the confidence or some skills to better approach the next one, or the connections or the bridge is there.
Because it isn't like it's just one point that they need to get over, because if it was just one point, then this would be simple. It's like there are many points which intervention needs to happen.
It's the process of how it might work. So it's not, one person can't do it alone. It involves lots of people.
It's such a people-centered process.
Exactly, and it's going to be up and down. There's going to be lots of steps. There's going to be, this guy's back bending. This guy's helping him lift up. So there's, it's not a straight path. There's going to be lots of different pieces to it. They don't look like they're helping each other. This guy looks like he's pushing them down or whatever. And we were like, well, actually, that's part of the process. It's not always easy, right? Like, with people, you're going to have resistance. You're going to have points where you can't get through.
That was kind of that one, elevating it, getting everybody on the same page, everybody on board.
So we've been working for quite a while in the field of innovation and creativity. That's what we've been working on. And I got a phone call one day from Felina, who was sitting at somebody else's desk, and when cleaning it out, she found my business card. And so she phoned me. And she took a really big chance, because all she had was a card. She didn't know who I was. I could have been crazy.
A lot of fun. I think we learned a lot.
It's very, it gives us the ability to have the time to really take a problem and then really drill down to, the little pieces.
It's been really interactive and really fun and enlightening and just an all-around great time.
What really sets them apart, it isn't just a different process for doing it, it's actually getting people to engage with a part of their brain that maybe they haven't engaged with in a long time. And so having play-based methods allow you to go to places that are more creative, that do unleash innovation. And so strategic play is a way that gets you there, that is incredibly engaging and brings everyone along on that journey.